countless other secret declarations. So, Jamie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's the secret passcode?
The password is bonus elephant.
Well, hello guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, and this is editing me, realizing that I forgot to film another intro again. I don't know what is wrong with me. I must be in vacation mode, but this is the last day that Jamie and Blake are here, and I'm going to miss them so much. We have had a ball getting to explore St. Louis, shop some vinyl, and eat some really awesome food. So today we're going to go to the Arch. We're going to do the Whispering Wall inside of St. Louis Union Station. And I'm going to take you around St. Louis Union Station Hotel where I'm staying and show you a little bit about its history and detail and all the wonderful things here to do at Union Station. So stick around and let's go for vlog day 3. Check out some of these old buildings downtown St. Louis. We are heading to the Arch, and look at the white hardware building and the old Judge building. We've got coffee, tea, spices, and extracts still on the building, which is really cool. I just love these old industrial factories that are still in existence, and it's cool that the city is preserving them, and hopefully people will move into the space here. I'm just loving all the old detail and character on these buildings here. And there is the St. Louis Arch, which we are heading to now. So we will take you there in just a minute, folks. So guys, we are walking to the Arch, and I just wanted to highlight how beautiful these trees are. They're kind of a purpley pink. I'm not sure what kind they are, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Here's the Arch here. I mean, this is just absolutely stunning. A beautiful, clear, crisp day to see the Arch, and I'm loving these trees. Perfect Easter colors. All right, guys, we have reached the base of the St. Louis Arch, and man, it is just so tall, absolutely amazing to see in person. You don't really realize how tall it is until you are standing directly under it. And this is a national park here, so the nice thing about it is there's all of this green space to walk around and enjoy, just relax, feel the cool weather, and get to see the Arch. This is just so peaceful and pretty and gorgeous and really, really amazing. Look at that. So this is the original architect's model from the 1950s here, which is very, very cool. And they were explaining how all of this was built, and I think it's quite fascinating here. I think they started work on the Arch in 1960, and of course there were a lot of challenges because building a structure this tall is incredibly hard to figure out the engineering. And I believe they said in 1948, had this tried to be built, there would have to be 3 feet of thick walls, and it would just probably not be possible. However, by 1950, when the structure was being designed, the engineering was a lot easier to figure out, although they still had some challenges. I believe the Pittsburgh Des Moines Steel Company began working on this project, as I said, in the late 60s, and they figured out how to do this so that it would stay up. So they tried guide wires stretching huge distances to the north and south of each leg. But the final solution to get this to actually stand up was 1 1/4 inch steel posting tension rods embedded in the concrete between the inner and outer skins of steel. So when the Arch reached 530 feet, an additional stabilizing strut was placed between the legs to ensure the stability of the Arch. So this is pretty fascinating here. This is the museum associated with the Arch, and there's lots of cool history of St. Louis. But my favorite part here is actually getting to see how the Arch was built, because I think that's fascinating. And there's a story in my family that's been around for a long time that my grandfather actually got to see the last piece of the Arch being put in as it was being built. That would be my grandfather on my mother's side. So I've heard that story for years from my St. Louis family, and I find that to be so interesting. So it's really cool to see how the Arch is being built, learn about it, particularly also because my grandfather was an electrical engineer and worked for IBM and loved all things technical and engineering, and just he would love this museum. He'd find it so fascinating. So this is such a cool place. I highly recommend it if you are ever in the St. Louis area. It is worth the time to come down here and learn a little bit about the arch. Okay, Jamie, so what is so special about this display here?
So Eero Saarinen was the architect that did the St. Louis Arch, and I had forgotten about that, but I studied him in college in architecture school. He also famously did the, why do I keep forgetting, the TWA building at JFK Airport, which you may know, and in interiors, he did the tulip chairs, which they have one here on display.
That is really cool. Now that TWA building is now actually a hotel. You can stay there, and it's got some great history. Here's the inside of that TWA building. They've kept it original. That's the terminal there in the JFK Airport. It is now a fantastic vintage modern hotel.
If you want to meet me there, that's on my bucket list to stay there one time.
All right, we got to meet up again. I'm all for it. Okay guys, so this is so exciting to me because as a kid, I always had so much fun going to these pressed penny machines. I had no idea that these things were actually still in existence because I haven't seen one in decades. So we are actually going to get one of the arts. They're only $1, so why not? Let's have some fun and do this machine here and watch the pennies being made. So we are going to do that, follow the screen instructions. Let's see, English.
All right, we're good.
All right, guys, we're putting
Cash
our
only,
dollar.
apparently.
We got our $1. We're gonna put it in here and get one of these little pennies because I don't know, that just seems so fun. All right, I'm gonna get the arch here. That's the one that I want. Let's see. All right, we've selected that one, and it's gonna start making it. How cool is that? This just reminds me of being a kid again. Something so happy about that.
Oh, it's done already.
Oh, it's done. My gosh, that was fast. These machines have gotten a lot faster. Look at that. There it is, my little penny. So much fun. Well, I miss my friends Jamie and Blake already, but I am having a great time at Union Station. So today we're just going to tour around the hotel and look at all of the beautiful detail inside this old train station. This was designed by Theodore C. Link, and it has a beautiful sort of French medieval feel with a little bit of Romanesque style architecture. There's the big clock tower there. It is just gorgeous, so let's go inside. Here comes the train. Coming around the bend. This is cool. They've got this inside of Grand Hall. They have two here, and you can press a button, and these guys do move. And they've set up a miniature train station inside the Starbucks in Grand Hall. Look how cool this is, guys. All the detailing to the miniatures are wonderful. And it's got a little New York Central train going by. Here's more of the little village here, guys, and look at the train going by. And then they've got even old-fashioned cars here on the street. Look at that wood-paneled station wagon, the guy walking his dog, and all of the tiny little cars with the detailing. It's just really cool. I love the police car there. And then look at this town. So they have a whole town here set up inside this little village here that they've created. So I'm going to show you that. This is so cool. Look at all the detailing. If you love miniatures, this is definitely for you. They even have a Texaco gas station there, filling station and garage, little town hall, and the train going by, which is just so cool. So we are in the Grand Hall of Union Station Hotel, and this once was a functioning train station. The architecture in here is absolutely breathtaking. You can see it's got some beautiful French medieval design to it. Absolutely opulent and incredible. I love the vaulted ceilings and the ladies that are sort of mythical holding their globes, a symbol of guiding in the train safely. And you've got all of these incredible stained glass windows with vaulted ceilings and a beautiful green color. The tile in here, folks, is just incredible, and every single detail is something to be marveled at. Union Station has such a rich and incredible history. Now, this train station isn't any old train station. This train station became known as the gateway to all America because suddenly it was able to connect passengers all over the world. The first train pulled into Union Station on September 1st, 1894 at 1:45 p.m. Now, this train station became increasingly busy and saw some of its busiest traffic during the World's Fair in 1904 and, of course, during World War II, when many soldiers would go to the war and then return home. Many loved ones were reunited in this very train station. Now, a regular day's capacity here at Union Station would be 100,000 people traveling in and out, going all over the world. People like President Harry Truman passed through this train station, including Joe DiMaggio, Joan Crawford, and, of course, many St. Louis baseball teams, the Browns and the Cardinals. Of course, the Grand Hall is pretty much original, as you are seeing here, but of course there once was a 2-ton wrought iron chandelier with over 350 light bulbs hanging in the center of this Grand Hall. It has a 65-foot barrel ceiling, and it is absolutely amazing. Designed by architect Theodore C. Link. The final passenger train at Union Station departed on October 31st of 1978 at 11:38 p.m., closing the first chapter of Union Station's history, but luckily it has been revived thanks to all of the restoration work that went into this beautiful train station. It is now a hotel, and it is a beautiful one. They carefully restored all of the details here in the Grand Hall. All of them are original, including the floor and all of these terracotta tiles that you are seeing here. The woodwork has been restored as well. Every little detail is absolutely incredible. I love that fish tile with the green marble and these beautiful green terracotta tiles. Just absolutely opulent and incredible. Now, this is the big whispering arch here in Union Station, and of course all the archways here in the hotel are absolutely incredible. All the molding detail is just wonderful, and this is one of the big allegorical windows they have here right when you walk up into Grand Hall. Now, there is a lot of controversy on whether or not these actually are Tiffany glass windows. Union Station's website says that they are, but I've read other sites that say they're not, so I'm not 100% sure that they are true Tiffany glass, but they're gorgeous nonetheless. And check out all these other gold details here in the molding. Just absolutely stunning. Alright guys, this is the famous Whispering Arch, and what's pretty cool about it is that I can stand on one end of the arch and Jamie can stand on the other, and you can actually hear what we're saying by just whispering, which is pretty amazing because this arch spans several feet wide, so we are pretty far away, and I think this is so cool. So let's try it out here. Here's a little history of the Whispering Arch. The Whispering Arch was discovered when the station was built in 1890, and a workman dropped a hammer on one side of the arch, and a painter on the other side, nearly 40 feet away, heard him. And since the discovery, the arch has been the witness to marriage proposals and countless other secret declarations. So, Jamie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's the secret passcode?
The password is bonus elephant.
That's right, bonus elephant is our secret password for the day. And folks, it works.
It works.
I can hear Jamie and I'm just barely whispering. Oh my gosh, so cool.
You
top floor of Union Station. I was very lucky to be able to come up here because Jamie and Blake were actually staying on the second floor. You have to have a special access key to get up here, so I'm so glad I could show this to you all before you leave. Now, we are going to try to catch one of the light shows up here. I just requested Queen, and any minute now it should be starting, and we'll be able to see it from the top of the second floor, which is really the best place to see some of these light shows that they do. They run them every evening from, I believe, 7 to 11 p.m., and it's just really quite incredible. So here is Union Station. Beautiful windows and detailing. This hotel is absolutely amazing. They've got a bar down there, lots of wonderful seating so you can kick back and watch all the light shows. And there's the famous Whispering Arch right here. Well, unfortunately, folks, I would love to show you the Queen Light Show with the music, but copyright issues on YouTube just won't allow me to. So you're getting to see it here in all of its glory without music. And of course, I did do a live version of this show on my YouTube channel already live, and you can watch that, and it does already have a copyright claim on it, but I'm leaving it up. It's not monetized, so you can actually watch this live with the music. And these shows are just fantastic. They are designed by the folks that do Cirque du Soleil and the Vegas Strip, and they're just really something special. I don't think the camera's quite picking up how marvelous these are. One of the things that I love they do is incorporate some of the architecture in these shows. So as you saw just a few minutes ago, the globes were actually lighting up, as you're seeing here, that the ladies are holding, and they incorporate that into the show, which I think is just marvelous. All of the detail is really incredible, and of course, I just love these shows. You can't watch them too many times. You never get bored of them. There's always something new to see. They run these every evening, I believe from 7 p.m.? No, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can catch them. Now, they do take requests at the hotel, which is really nice, so as long as they don't have anything going on in the grand hall, like a wedding reception or some sort of special event, they will run the light shows, and if you are the first person to request a show, they will play the one you request, which is really, really cool. Now, of course, if you don't request a show, any one of them will play at random every hour on the hour, which is just so cool. So you could really sit down in the lobby and watch all of the light shows, and they are just spectacular. They have many different light shows, including the Beatles, Queen, different seasons, an aquarium one, and one of my favorites, the history of St. Louis. It is just fantastic. So I highly recommend checking these out on my YouTube channel. And of course, if you ever get to stay at the fabulous Union Station in St. Louis, definitely catch a light show. They are magnificent, as you are seeing here. Just something that is not done in many places, and it's not some piddly laser show. So each light show varies in length, but the Queen Light Show runs about 7 minutes, and the Meet Me in St. Louis, or History of St. Louis one, runs probably about 8 minutes or so. It's actually narrated by John Goodman. But this show here is really remarkable because I love how they've used the architecture to highlight some of the light show and all of the details that it has to offer. I mentioned that they use the globes and they flash back and forth in this show, but look how they've used the curvature of the ceiling and those fabulous ladies again on either side of the archway to really make this show stand out. They have created something really spectacular, and it is just amazing to see the colors, the vibrancy. It's not some piddly light show. It really is amazing. Now, I love Bicycle Race, and I think it's so cool how they have the bicycles going across the curvature of that big archway on both sides. I remember getting that album, Queen Jazz, and getting the poster and opening it up and thinking, wow, I can't show this on YouTube, but it's so fun to have. So I do have Queen Jazz with Bicycle Race on it, and check out these little cool vintage inspired posters that are flashing up on the ceiling for Bicycle Race. Just really cool. And I love how they use flashing words too throughout the Queen show to highlight some of the fun lyrics from the different songs. This show, as I said and talked about many times, is just magnificent. It is something that I've never seen done anywhere else, and it's captivating. You can watch this thousands and thousands of times over and never get bored, and that's really a testament to the show, because a lot of the bellhops and different people in the hotel tell me that they've seen these literally hundreds of thousands of times since they work there, and they never get bored with them. They always run into the hall to see what's coming on because they find them so wonderful. Well, guys, we are back at Union Station, and this is the train yard section of Union Station. This used to be where the railroads would actually... Well, guys, we are back at Union Station, and we are in the train yard section of Union Station. This used to be where all the trains would come and go back when this was a functioning train station. And you can see the big St. Louis wheel there. And we're about to board that St. Louis wheel and get up high to see the rest of the city. It's going to be pretty spectacular. But I wanted to show you this area first because I think it's really cool that they've kept a lot of the old restaurants alive and well. So this space here, the train shed, used to actually be one of the many functioning restaurants inside of Union Station, and they have kept it a restaurant, which I think is so cool. This area also is home to one of their fire shows at night, which I will get to do one of the many nights I'm staying here. These all shoot fire, and there's all kinds of cool lights that light up this train yard. So this is a pretty amazing area. And again, if you're ever thinking of staying at Union Station, I highly recommend it because there really is something for everybody. And we're going to go up in that wheel right now, so stand by. So Union Station Hotel also has their own carousel inside the hotel, which I think is so cool. And they have mini golf and an aquarium and a ropes course. So, I mean, you know, they pretty much have everything. Look at the pretty eagle on the carousel. All the horses here, really fun to see. Love the detailing here on the top of the carousel, and just all the fun stuff that they have to do around the train station. It is so much fun. And you know what? I always say you are never too old to ride a carousel. Well, the St. Louis wheel is pretty spectacular. It's very tall, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think Carrie told me that this wheel was actually brought from Chicago to be here. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I think that is the history of this wheel. I got my ticket here, and it was only $15, which I feel is a really, really good price for an attraction like this. And of course, it's going to be so much fun. Oh yes, it is, right here. This is the original 1904 World's Ferris wheel from the Columbian Exposition in Chicago, Illinois. It was dismantled and then rebuilt in Lincoln Park, Chicago in 1895, and then rebuilt for a third and final time in the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. It was designed by George Washington Gale Ferris Jr., and it had 36 passenger cars, each accompanying up to 60 people. The wheel is 260 feet tall. That is pretty amazing, guys. Lots of history here about the wheel, and it's almost as tall as, of course, the Statue of Liberty, which is interesting. So there's a ride going on right now, and we are going to hop in on the next ride. I'm waiting in line here, and this all looks so much fun. Okay, guys, we are getting in the wheel. Woo. Okay.
If you need any assistance during this ride, there's that red help button up there.
Okay.
Enjoy your ride.
Thank you. Okay, guys, we are in the wheel now. This looks pretty cool. I don't know what we'll be able to see here, but we're going to try to see if we can see the arch. We probably should be able to from this car. Now, this is definitely not for you if you do not like heights, because this is pretty tall. I am totally fine with heights. I'm not afraid. So we are getting in the wheel. There's famous Drury Inn. Lots of Drury Inns here. The Drurys own a ton of suites in St. Louis. So that's kind of what you can see from the wheel as you're waiting for it to take off. So you can see the St. Louis Arch from the top of the wheel, which is pretty cool. And you can also see the very top of the clock tower for Union Station. Now that's near where the Grand Hall is. And then down here you can see all of the railroads and the trains. This is the train yard, as I mentioned. So all the trains would have come in here, and the passengers would have hung out in the Grand Hall area and then boarded their trains. And this is just really cool. And you've got all 360 views from St. Louis. So this is pretty amazing. You've got some fantastic, fantastic scenery here. And it's fun to ride in the wheel. They've got some really nice seats here. Probably fits about, I would say, like 4 people. And then you've got air conditioning and a help button, of course, if you need it. But this is just a really, really fun ride. I think you get to go up several times and look out. Union Station has been a designated and registered national landmark under the provisions of the Historic Sites Act of August 21st, 1935. This site possesses exceptional value in commemorating or illustrating the history of the United States. Man, oh man, this is such a good thing to see right here, folks. This is a sign inside Union Station marking that it is a historic landmark, and it is really remarkable what they have done to preserve this beautiful hotel. We are in the train yards right now, and they're actually setting up for a conference here called Shutterfest, so there is a lot of things happening. But it is so cool to see this sign and know that this hotel, this landmark, will be forever protected in the Historic National Landmark Registry, because something like this is too incredible to let be demolished. And it is so amazing what the Hilton Hotel has done to preserve its history and historic value. So out in the train yards, as I mentioned, you can see a fire show, and this happens every evening, I believe from 7 to 9 o'clock. They don't run them as late as the indoor light shows. They're pretty cool, but they're not as cool as some of the light shows on the train station ceiling. Well, guys, that's going to do it for me, and I hope you'll stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye.